am here. This is my Airbnb in Chicago, and I'm in an area that's part of it's known as South Side, which is the slightly lower demographic area. It's a fantastic unit, but at about midnight last night, I heard gunshots, a whole series of them, which was a little bit scary because they sounded very, very close. And it turns out that just out at the next intersection down from where I'm staying, there was a shooting. I don't know whether it was a drive-by one or not, and I don't know if anyone was hurt, but the police and fire brigade and all the other emergency services were there, and they taped off the intersection and all sorts of things. When I went to sleep, they're all still there. They've gone now, the tape's gone, so I'm hoping that means that no one was actually hurt. But yeah, I mean, I was looking for a proper American experience, and that's not necessarily the sort of experience I was hoping for, ducking for cover in my Airbnb. But anyway, that's life. I really hope that no one was hurt. Rush hour here in Chicago, about 8:30 in the morning, so everyone's off to work. It's pretty busy, there's traffic everywhere. It's a bit cooler today, it's still very humid, but a lot cooler, so it's not quite so exhausting as yesterday. So I'm here at the Donut Vault, and they specialise in old-fashioned donuts, which have all these sort of notchy bits. Just the way they cook them, they end up like that. It's a salted caramel, or sweet caramel as they call it. And it's very tasty, very light, a bit crispy, and the salt makes it a bit crunchy as well, so it's good. Just going up the steps to the L station. It's the elevated railways that they have here in Chicago. They're pretty cool. They've got very tiny little carriages and they go around really tight corners. They do a loop in the CBD. Very convenient. So yeah, I enjoy catching these. Here comes my train now. Oregon's got these cool little apartments which you can stand in when they're empty. So I've headed back out into the suburbs of Chicago to go to a pie cafe called Who's Your Mama Pie Company. Now this is a special one for me. We went here last time, so the first time I tried proper pumpkin pie. It was very nice. Now I've got their cookbook. I've tried lots of their recipes. I'm a big fan of Who's Your Mama Pie Company, so I'm really excited about going in here. Hello, can I grab a slice of the Thai tea custard pie, please? And a decaf pour-over coffee. Thank you very much. I've ordered the Thai tea pie, full crispy crust. I thought I'd order this one because I've really got into Thai tea back in Australia with bubble tea, so I've got my own bubble tea inspired pie, so yeah, you just break a bit of the crust off, put the layers there. The next place I'm going is that's called Do Right Donuts. Now they actually came up pretty well on my research, but when I was in Milwaukee, they all recommended that I went and tasted Do Right Donuts, so that's what I'm going to do when I find it. What's popular? What do people generally
Our buttermilk confection is our top seller in the shop.
Okay.
And then our Valrhona chocolate cake is also up there.
Okay.
With, blueberry crumb. or the cinnamon crunch?
So I got a blueberry crumb cake flavoured donut, but I'm not going to eat it now because I've just had pie and that's going to be too much. So I'll save it for a bit later when I need a snack. Okay, so I'm going to try that donut I got earlier at Do Right Donuts. It's the blueberry crumb. There it is. Very crumbly. More like a blueberry jam. I don't know whether the blueberries have just formed to bits or whether they put clumps of jam in there. Very nice though. So I'm just about to go into Intelligentsia, which is a coffee chain, very well regarded. They're just in the major cities, but I'm going to go to this one. I've had enough coffee for today, half a cup of coffee. It's way more than I'm used to, so I'm not going to get coffee. I'm sure they'll have something else delicious though. So I ended up getting a nice chai. It's still quite hot out there even though it's raining, so this will be nice and refreshing. It's good. So I just went into Old Navy, which is a department store. It's super cheap. They have really cool stuff. I really like Old Navy because their commercials over here, which you can look up on YouTube, they often get like fairly well-known people and they have a really good sense of humour to them. So Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein from Portlandia do a series, and I really like those ads, so it's worked on me. Hello, can I grab a ticket to 55th Street? So I'm just on a metro train, going to a museum. I particularly like these streets because they've got this big open gap down the middle, so that the conductor can come along and check tickets, but I've never seen anything like that. I'm going to the Museum of Science and Industry, which is quite a way south from the downtown area. I've got the train down here. And one of the reasons I'm coming here is apparently they have an enormous model railroad here, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I love me a good model railroad. Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't even realise that this train was here. But I really wanted to see this one ever since I was a little kid and saw those posters of the streamlined trains of America. I've always wanted to see this thing. I didn't even know it was here. Ah! So shiny. So in such good condition. They've restored it beautifully. In here, this tiny little doorway you can just see the driver's cabin, and you can also see the enormous engine. This is a record-breaking train. It went at speeds that they've never seen before. So. Yeah, it has a massive engine inside this beautiful shiny shell. Inside the mail and baggage car here and engine car. It's pretty exciting. The doors are so tiny and it's shaped so smoothly and aerodynamically, nice and curved to really get that speed up. This is very exciting. Train set is amazing. It's like a full mock-up of city of Chicago behind me here, and it's got all different landscapes. Over there it goes to more suburban and then more country back there. It's a very nice train set. And then behind us here we've got Seattle. So it's like the full Chicago to the West Coast kind of railway, set up with some prairies, some rocky mountains,
The Cascade Mountains just back here. It is very cool. And there was an Amtrak train I was just following before. That's just like the one I'm going to go on later on the trip. So this is amazing. Time to go home. Not really, this is just a plane that's been put up in the top of the museum. Very comfortable. I'm in the fuselage of a 727 plane. When I was little, these are the planes I really wanted to go on. It was the few times I did fly, it was only ever a 737, but I really wanted to go on one of these. That's the cockpit just there. Got an entire German U-boat in this museum. So I thought I might go up the Willis Tower this afternoon, but as you can probably see behind me, you can't even see the top of any of the buildings, so I don't think I'm going to be going up the Willis Tower on this trip, but that's okay. There's plenty of other things to do. So I'm going to a place called the Revival Food Hall, and in there is a barbecue restaurant called Smoke. So I've got myself some brisket in a nice package. I asked the guy what he recommended and he said brisket's what they're known for, so just got some brisket on some white bread with some sauces, like a mustard one, sort of Texas mustard and Carolina vinegar, so looking forward to this. Let's have a look. So tender, so smoky. So it seems like over here Amazon have even got into the fast food game where you can go in and self-serve a whole bunch of stuff. What do I do? To check it out?
Just walk out right here.
You just walk out and it scans it.
Just make sure the card you have on file.
So just walk through? Wonderful, thank you. That was interesting. There's no cashier. You just pick the stuff off the shelf and then you walk through. You have a code on your phone or a card and you scan that when you go in, and then when you walk out, you just walk out with the product and it charges you automatically. That is bizarre, but there you go. Amazon Go. So I've got my salad here. One of the interesting things in the salad is this thing here. It's called jicama. It's like a radishy sort of thing from Mexico. It's very fresh tasting. It doesn't have a huge flavour like most radishes do. And it's not a hot one. It's a very apple-y kind of texture. Anyway, proof of salad. So I've headed north of downtown to the Old Town district of Chicago, and I'm going to go and do a tour with the Second City. Now, the Second City is a sketch comedy theatre group. They're most notable because many of their alumni have gone on to be very well-known comedians, to have their own TV shows and careers on Saturday Night Live and things like that. So people like Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Steve Carell, people like that all got their start here at the Second City. So I'm doing this tour where they're hopefully going to tell us some of the stories and some of the places that were popular with some of these well-known cast members. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be interesting. Then tonight I'm actually going to go and see their latest show.
Chris, Farley came back all the time, even after he was famous. Farley loved Second City. He lived here for a long time. And you know, nobody really liked that guy when he first got here. Farley's beloved, but he was a pain in the ass when he first got here. One of his roommates tells a story that, this is pre-fame, that Farley never had a key to their apartment. He just didn't carry it, he just never took it, he just forgot it all the time. So that the way that Chris Farley came home to the apartment was just to bust the door off the hinges.
So this is Portillo's, it's a bit of a Chicago institution, and they do some very typical Chicago hot dogs, so it'll be very interesting to try it. I'll remember not to order ketchup. I've got my Portillo hot dog here. It's being dragged through the garden, except without onions, of course. It's got relish and tomato and pickle and mustard.